Let's pray to our Guruji for his divine blessings for today's session. This is our beloved Guruji, Guruji Sundar. Guruji Sharma. So today we are taking up a very interesting topic for our discussion. So I would like Deepika to share the question, the topic. I can share my views and I'll talk to everyone on this as well. Deepika?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, please share your question or topic for today. We can
Yeah. We as a human being, of course, have to live with our fellow human beings. And that is one beautiful thing. But then when you have to live with your closer ones together in under one roof, but then there will be so much of differences, So how a spiritual person gets to live with the other fellow human beings, how that experiences will be.
Okay, thank you, Deepika. Thank you for the question. So, first thing, living in spirituality means a spiritual person will have a complete peace within himself. That's the very most important thing. When a person have such a peaceful state within himself, now the question comes here, when someone comes to you and talk to you or try to even hurt you or try to do anything which you don't like, just ask a very obvious question to yourself. Will you decide to drop that peaceful feeling within yourself and go to fight or go to respond in such a way where you will lose your patience or the state, a conscious state, which is so blissful? It's more like someone is having a great food, very tasty food, and you're asking him, okay, come, just walk out, just skip this, or let us go to some restaurant which is there which is not hygienic. You know that it's not hygiene, it's not good quality or taste or whatever. Obviously you won't just walk out with that person. You will have a very natural blocking within yourself that why should I lose this state just by fighting or responding to this situation in a way which is gonna simply trouble myself. This is a very fundamental thing that every spiritual person will go through. This experience will happen to everyone. I mean, even you could have experienced this. If you have meditated for 1 hour, nothing would have changed in the world, nothing would have changed in your home or in the office. But at least for a few minutes after the meditation, there will be some kind of a state that you won't be responding much to what's happening outside or what's even happening inside. You will try to retain that state or you try to be in that state, right? So when someone is being that Brahman or meditation is happening in them, they're just being that rather than, it's not about the initial stages of meditation. What I mean, after meditating for quite long years and you learned a pathless way of being that, when you look at things which are happening around you, the first and foremost question which will arise, even it won't be a very mind-based process, it will be immediate, some kind of a immediate blocker, a blocker for good, which will arise saying, do you want to lose this? So that itself changed lots of your responses. And second thing, what will happen is, when you are seeing your own mind, how it really works in an unawareness, when you're being that, when you will be able to observe with a very certain level of mind what's happening, the overall thing, what's happening, even within your mind itself, because mind is pretty huge, it's a pretty widespread. You are actually observing the mind with the mind only. That's a very important point. To observe itself, you need a mind. You're using a certain mind to observe the remaining executions of the mind. So when you observe that, you'll see some kind of an ignorance. That ignorance is driving us so crazily. When the ignorance is driving so crazily, you'll feel like not responsible for what you do actually. It will be like something is working at that moment, just responding or reacting at that moment, and it's not me. You will not have any kind of a reference with that, what's acting as a mind. You will not feel that I am doing it. Are you able to follow that lines, Deepika?
Yes, sir. I'm able to follow.
So you won't feel that I am doing that. You'll feel something like, okay, the mind is something like a motor is started and it's just making noise. Kind of, you'll see that as like a motor which is running separately and it's just making some noise. It is not me. The noise is made by that. And somehow I started that. So it will be like that kind of a detachment. When you have such a detachment, you will feel, first of all, pity for your own mind. And when you see someone else, anyone around you, you will see the same mind is just functioning. And within them also there is the same Brahman, the one which is within you. And you can only see their ignorance. And that feel itself will not let you hurt anyone. It is a very practical thing. It's not philosophy. It is not theory. It's a very practical thing. You meditate for a few years and try to be in that Brahman. You have got that great blessings from our Guruji in Aathmacharyas program. If you're being that and observing your own mind and have seen the reality of your own mind, when you see others, you can see them as two parts. One is the mind is functioning in some ignorance. The other part, the Brahman, it's not a part, it is everything. It is there without having any reference to what their mind is doing. So that moment, you can't respond to anyone so harshly. You will have that awareness and consciousness and you will respond in a very appropriate way. So why I use this word, very appropriate way, is in some cases, yes, you want to, scold someone or say something a bit hard. On that moment, you know what you want to do. You will definitely express that, but without getting more attached with that emotions, without losing your own state. So for example, even if you want to scold someone or if you want to get angry on someone, that's a situation. Yes, you will express that anger, but you will express it in a very aware state. What has to be communicated will be beautifully communicated, but you won't lose your state. You won't get lost into that, your own emotions, because if you in a very usual day-to-day life, if someone is completely unaware of what's happening in and out, if they are angry, actually they themselves are they're just putting themselves into a trouble actually. For example, if they scold someone, they are losing their temper, they become like so disturbed, so something like lost the peace of mind and everything. They will be crying after that
Yes.
situation happens.
Hmm.
But when you are aware and you are just reacting to the situation that it has to be done, it cannot be avoided, then you just be in the aware state, you respond to that, you do that, but it will not have any impact in your inner state. Even that you will feel like a hot outside and something like cool, peaceful environment inside. It's more like that. It happens most of the time when I and my wife fight. She is also in a pretty good state within herself, and I will also be that. But we fight, but we both will be shouting, but nothing will be happening inside. So when that is conveyed, what has to be conveyed, when it is conveyed in the right way, then immediately the next moment everything gets dropped. It will be like nothing happened. So that is a way of living that we learn from spirituality. It is very important. So now I gave quite a few examples. If you start looking at your day-to-day life in the same way, you know exactly what to do at what time. You won't do any mistakes, because that is very important. When you don't have nothing to lose, and you are complete nothing to lose in the sense no peace or no inner consciousness or no awareness, nothing to lose. If you're in that kind of a state, you obviously jump into something and you yourself create a hell for yourself. Life is so simple. Life is so simple. When if you happen to see the world after being in that's being that Brahman, you will see that even no one have any problems. They can live so happily, so blissfully, but they have complicated the life. You know, when someone disturbs other, when they don't have a peace of mind, when they don't have anything there within themselves, that's the only time they can disturb other. They go to disturb other actually. So when you have that assert, it's an assert, a great assert. You won't do anything to lose it. And in that, being that, you will always make proper decisions. You can't do anything wrong. And if it happens to be somewhat, maybe a mind calls it's wrong or bad, then you can simply accept it as, okay, that's what existence wants to do through me, and it is done. That's it. Because what I did is I did it in complete awareness, and still it happened, then it means that's what existence wants to do through me. So simple. No need to feel guilty for it, because we are all just just playing our roles. Okay. And in this state, even if you work or if you go anywhere, do anything, the one which is within you, it is never touched. If you are in that realized state, that is, you are not losing anything, you are not getting anything. Brahman is always there in you. You are being that always, only that you are not aware. You step by step learn the art of living so beautifully. Definitely, I'm not going to cover each and everything what you're going to face in your life, but I have given the foundation of it. From this foundation, look at the things. You will do each and everything without losing yourself. Mark my words, without losing yourself. And the right thing will be done at the right moment. Deepika, did that answer your question?
Yes, it did.
Okay. You have any questions further on that?
Uh, I don't know. Whatever you're saying, I keep doing it sometimes with my husband. Okay. You have to tell me whether I'm doing it from my Brahman or I pre-decide. I know how a person will react being with them for so many years. So, do you mean to say that, see, whatever I do, I expect that will be the kind of reaction that I'm going to get it from that person. So I do things and just enjoy or watch their reaction. I don't get affected by it. Do you mean to say that I am detached from my thoughts or my actions, or I've just preconceived everything and just enacting it?
What you said right now is quite preconceived. Uh, but what I was meant is, in simple terms, you have to do anything without losing yourself. Without losing yourself, that's very important. If you say you have lost yourself in something, then you're not conscious. You're not doing anything. Actually, doing it from Brahman is something a great statement. What I said is, being that Brahman, you will have such a higher consciousness that will show you the reality of so many things. And when you even come out of it, you won't feel to leave that. So that's what I meant. So it's more important you don't lose yourself when you do anything. So if you are in that conscious or awareness state, then you will do things properly and correctly. There could not be any mistakes.
Okay.
And secondly, the way you see your own mind, the same way the other's mind is also working. When your mind, okay, it is like, we all are pretty much similar. Okay, it is nothing so complicated about. Actually, mind looks so complicated, but when you observe, so in a very deeper sense, mind is so predictive. So when you observe your own mind, you can understand that what kind of an ignorance it's operating. So when you see that reality, you will have the same feel for anyone who is interacting with you in a day-to-day life. They're also carrying the similar kind of a mind, and this is the way their mind will process. So it avoids lots of complications what you create within yourself. So for example, if I'm giving money to someone, my wife used to say, from a very emotional point of view, okay, they are suffering, we have to help, all those things. When I give her money, I didn't even expect that they will remember that I helped them. Because I know that it's very nature of mind, it just reacts at that particular situation. For example, when you start your bike, it was a great day, and your manager said to you that you will be promoted soon and you will get a pretty good hike this year. Your mind will start dreaming in such a way, oh my God, okay, I'm so lucky, and I will be a manager next year and I will get this much money. I'll do that, this. You'll have lots of dreams. Just for a namesake, you met with an accident. Immediately, at that moment, the mind will create a completely new world for you. Till that time, whatever the world, the dream world might have created, would have been lost, and it creates a new world. You might be seeing yourself in blood and seeing that you cannot move your legs and things are happening so bad. You'll feel like, oh my God, I just want to walk back. I don't need home. I don't need car. I don't need anything. I just want to walk. I don't care about my work. I want to live. I want to make my kids happy. Uh, Mind will create a world. People come to you, close to you, and they just carried you to the hospital, and you're treated pretty well. And in 3 to 4 days' time, doctor comes to you and say, "Hey, young man, why are you so worried? Nothing. You will be just you're already okay, and you can get back to work in 2 weeks, and everything will be fine. You're too good." Then that's it. Till now, what is the world mind created? It is lost. It creates another world. Oh, okay, now I'm back with full energy. That now I will go and I will win this world. I'll get that. I will get this. It's okay. It's only 1 month break. I can come back. I can make money. I can do this. See, the world, what this mind creates, changes at every moment. And how you respond to it changes at every moment. And every people are carrying their own world. And that is also changing at every moment. When you see the reality of this mind, to whom you're getting angry with, to whom you are saying they did wrong, doesn't make any sense, because you see that it is just a combination of some thoughts. It's just processing something there and doing it. Now it says, you are a great person, you are helping me. I know some days later, if when it is his problem gets solved, it can come and say, okay, he didn't do that great, it's okay, he just gave me something. Here the only thing is, if I am unaware of my own mind, if I don't know the reality of my mind, I will expect from him that he should remember me, he should be thankful to me. But when I know this is what the mind, nature, this is how it will work, I will not have any expectation from him. What I did is did in that moment. And what has happened at this moment, it happened at this moment. And next moment, that's it. Everything happened in the past, dies. That's it, dead. No more value. This is the way we live. This is real spirituality. We live in this moment, knowing the ultimate truth, the whole reality about mind, and with a very fundamental concept that we should not lose ourselves, the state, the peaceful, or whatever, Brahma, that awareness, the consciousness, we should not lose that. So this is the way we live. Did that answer, Deepika?
Yes, sir. Pretty much. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Vani madam, you have any questions?
Touches on my question also. That process which you have described, I think we are just taking baby steps in that process. And so there are a lot of questions like this which come up. I think what you're trying to suggest is more and more we do meditation, the more and more we stay in the being, then all these questions get answered by themselves.
Definitely.
My question basically, yeah. And my question basically was, I was trying to understand, I suppose, mentally, how to reconcile the being and the doing, because this is a particular challenge for people who are living normal family lives and attempting a spiritual path, spiritual seeking. And so there are so many demands of on the mind to act, to plan, to have long-term goals, short-term goals, do things, make decisions. Whereas conceptually, the being doesn't get involved in that kind of, active planning and doing. So my conflict was how to reconcile the two, because the tension comes up when you have to do certain things and things are not working out the way you want. There's a tension there. So I think what you're trying to say is the more and more we meditate, The more we are in the being state, a state, if you can call it, then these conflicts will get resolved by themselves, and the right path will open up automatically.
First of all, actually, I thought of talking about another topic. I'm not sure can we cover it up today. But first, you just tell me very basic thing. When you are in a pretty good state, will you wish to lose that for anything?
Pardon?
No, I have a very basic question that if you are in a pretty peaceful or pleasant or very good conscious state, will you prefer or will you be willing to lose that at any situation?
No, I wouldn't be.
So that is the very natural process which happens, right? So now you are in some state that you are able to drop it. But if you are meditating for more time, you will learn a lot more things actually. Okay? A lot more things will happen, a lot more things will change. On that time, you have a pretty good, like an assert, you will have a very natural blocking within yourself that why should I drop this for something which is totally nonsense? Because it's going to happen every day. It is not something it's just going to happen only today. It will happen every day, because in day-to-day life we will see several people, we will have several things to do. There will be always a conflict. So the problem here is you all are seeing in such a way that what happens, that what I will do if this happens, what I will do if that happens, what I will do. It's kind of another fear. Whatever happens, only you need to face it. No one else can face, or no one else will come to you. It's all you have to face it. You don't have any other option. Do you have an option?
No.
No one has an option. So only the question here is, are you going to face that issue without losing yourself, or are you going to face that issue by losing yourself and making that issue more problematic? That's the only difference. Anyway, you're going to face it. No matter you want it or not, no matter you like it or not, you are going to face it. So at least if you are so conscious, you're being conscious on what you're doing. If you're conscious that you should not lose yourself, then you will be able to make better decisions. Instead of making the problem more worse, you can make it simpler. And second thing is, whom we are getting, on whom we are getting angry or to whom we are fighting and all those things, there are two phases to it. I think I already covered, I will repeat it. See, even if someone have troubled you or someone have done something wrong and you are really scolding or fighting or whatever responses you are giving to them, okay? Or even if it comes to husband and wife, relationship related issues or whatever. I will give my own example. I very well know that if I fight, after 3 days, I'm the one who is going to compromise. I very well know that I'm the one who is going to go to her, say that, okay, nothing happened, leave it, it's okay, then we are going to live. Who is stopping me doing that at this moment? Why should I wait for 2 days and lose my life and trouble myself for 2 more days, lose my energy, stress and tension, and then I go and apologize and say everything? Because the reason is, this is what we are going to do. Why can't we do it now? That's what the reality is. And if you say, no, I won't apologize, I will wait for them to come back, you have your own answer for that. Simply going to make it furthermore problematic. The 2 days can become 2 years. or can anything can happen? And who's going to be suffering because of that? It's once again you. See, we are creating hell for our own self. This is not no one else. What you want? Sorry, okay, keep it. In office, people used to play politics and do a lot of things, okay. They will think that they are winning me. You know what I will say to myself? They can never win me. They might think they are winning me, but they're losing their life. Do you think whatever they got by doing anything, something wrong to me, they might have got some promotion or whatever, do you think they're going to live with it? It's more like they got something which they don't use it. It is more like you got a beautiful house and everything, you don't sleep. You have a very good setup, very good bed, everything, but you don't sleep. It sounds like a philosophy, but it's the reality. It's not a philosophy, it is a reality. They might think they are winning me. They might think that they got something. But if they don't live with it happily, the way I'm living, how much freedom I have from my own mind, I know they won't live that way. So they can never win me. They can think that they are winning me. Let them think what is that. I will give them that opportunity. I'm okay with it. If they think I'm a fool, if they think I'm something, it's their problem. See, what you are doing is for your body and for your life. You have to clearly understand that and should not take that into your inner space at all. See, if I'm going to work for making money, make it clear that I'm going to work for making money. Don't get into your inner space. If you are getting into your inner space, simply you're losing yourself. That's what I was very clearly saying. Do anything without losing yourself. So what we do is, we took everything to our inner space. We see that as a life. We see work as a life. We see that as life or something we have. But those are not our life. What is our life is being that Brahman. Spirituality is our life. Enjoying is our life. Completely, every moment, living beautifully, full to the fullest, completely being at this moment is our life. If you make this change of, once again, it's not a mindset, the viewpoint or something. If you start seeing this way, observing this way, everything will change automatically. Otherwise, you'll always trying to find a solution for the problem, which is actually not a problem. Because you have decided it a problem and you're looking for a solution. But actually, if you see the reality, it is not a problem. You might have, first ask yourself what you have right now in your hand. Are you completely enjoying that? What you have at this moment, many people around the world doesn't have. There are people dying to live. If they're crying to God that give me one opportunity or few more months or few more years to live. So ask yourself what and all you have. Are you living with that completely, enjoying that life? So that's what it is. So when you meditate, you will have that observing quality. In that observing quality, you will be able to see all these things very clearly. And when you see this reality, you will learn by yourself how to stand out of it, how to not lose yourself, how to be complete at that moment, enjoy that moment, and what can be given for what. That is, you know the worth of things, what you do. You won't pay 1 crore for buying a bread. That you call it as idiotic thing, right? But we are doing that. We are giving lots and lots of money and lots of our time and energy for something it doesn't worth in many of the cases in our life. So all these will change. Did that answer your question, madam?
Very well, very well. Thank you. Yes.
Thank you, madam.
Thank you.
Okay. Mohan Ram sir, you have any questions?
No, sir. I'm okay. I'm just listening, sir, today.
Okay, thank you. Sambat Kumar sir, you have any questions?
Absolutely nothing, sir. I am deeply immersed in your conversation, and it just guides us how to be calm in an abnormal conditions. Actually, what I feel is that when we are doing continuous meditation, our mind will calm down.
Definitely.
If others are throwing abuses at also, first, as you told, if we are in that meditating stage, it will take some time to come out from that. And at that time, we will not be able to react immediately. And we ourselves will make us calm.
Yeah.
So that will be the best answer to the man who is going to shout unnecessarily against us. And second thing, as you told, as the experience and length of meditation increases, you yourself will find a calm solution to that. Whether he is at fault or me at fault, that will not be the question. But the calmness itself will give the answer. And one thing we must be aware that the existence is observing everything. And it will give the apt reply as and when required. So better to be in the calmest position when the things are turbulating us. That's what I have experienced, especially after this A3 class.
That is very true, sir. Actually, being in that state for quite long, being that Brahman, by our Guruji's blessings, the one thing which I feel right now is like, to whom I get angry, that doesn't make any sense actually. To whom I'm saying they have done something or whatever, it doesn't make any sense because it is once again a combination, some combination of thought which is, and some mind is just working. It's only seen as an ignorance rather than nothing else actually. And second thing is, everyone will come to only one point at some day or in some birth. There is only one way out. There is no other way out. There is only one way out, that they have to self-realize and go through the after the death. There is something will happen, and there are few things are there. There's only one way out. There is no other way out. So maybe today they are acting like this, or they are even ignoring words or whatever they're doing. Existence will always teach them what has to be learned on its own phases. And the evolution is happening on every being on its own phases. So there is nothing wrong or nothing right. So this is the end, or this is the way out. Only way out they can. They will come at any point of time in any birth. There's no other way out. So in that case, even taking anything seriously, especially others' actions, it's quite seems not happening actually. That's what I can say. It's not like we are stopping it. It's not happening.
And can I add one more word for this, sir?
Sure, sure.
Whenever the other people are hurling abuses or hurling anything else, they are losing their energy, knowingly or unknowingly. And if we react immediately to that, whatever power and strength we have regained through meditation, we will lose it.
I've already
So we have to retain it, means we have to remain calm at least for that time being. Then that calm period will give itself a solution. That's what I have experienced so far.
definitely, sir.
And after attending this A3 class, that has mellowed me to a lot extent.
Okay.
So now whatever is happening externally at me, it is not disturbing me.
Okay. Actually,
And the second, the one more part through meditation is that if you are receiving through your ears, you receive it through your spinal cord and leave it up to the end of that Mooladharam. That will pass by that and reach the earth or at the existence. That won't affect us. We will make a pass through our spinal cord and leave it down. Let us not keep it into the crown or in the throat or in the anahata.
okay.
I think whether I am right or wrong, I don't know. But I feel that I just hear it in my ears, bring it down and leave it. That's all. That's gone.
Okay. Okay. Okay, sir. Actually, I'm not sure about this process. I never tried it, so I can't comment on it. But I only believe on. Actually, I have already communicated the same similar point.
Yes.
It is not that you are trying to be calm. It is very natural blocking which happens within you. That why should you lose this for something which is nonsense?
Yes. Absolutely.
That naturally happens. It's not a you don't. It doesn't take much effort, or you don't need to like force yourself to be calm or anything. If you are in a good state within yourself, that blocking will happen within you. That why should I lose this state for something nonsense and something which is going to happen every day? It is not just for today, or it's not the first time. So that's what I was saying. But I was not sure about the process, what you meant. But when you are aware what is happening, and when you see the reality of what's really happening within your thought process and what's happening outside, you will know the reality, and from that reality you will see some solutions. The solutions will drive you, and
Yes.
everyone will have their own unique learnings. My learning may not be the same for you.
Yeah.
Similar way, no experience can be same.
Yes.
So that those things will happen, and at every step you grow on the spiritual journey, this observing quality and consciousness, and being a spiritual person, that quality will grow like anything. And I pray that everyone, uh, by the graces of Guruji, achieve or be that Brahman all the time, live every moment completely, blissfully. Guruveshwaram.
Guruveshwaram. Thank you, sir.
Okay, we come to an end of this session. Thank you. We'll meet you tomorrow.